reproductive system consists of a pair of testes, a, a pair of testes, a pair of testes, accessory ducts, and glands, external genitalia, external genitalia. These are the parts of the male reproductive system. Let us see. First, let us understand testis structure. Then we'll understand the other structures. So, testis. A pair of testes is present in the scrotal sac. The sac in which the pair of testis is called as scrotal sac. And this is testis. Shape, oval shape, oval shape. What is this testis? It is male reproductive organ. Male reproductive organ. It produces sperm. It produces sperm. Not only sperm, it produces also androgens. Androgens means male hormones are also produced here. So that is the reason it is called as male reproductive organ. If you see the length of this testis, it is 4 to 5 centimeters. Breadth of the testis 2 to 3 centimeters. Where it is located? It is located outside the lower abdomen, outside lower abdomen. Since it is present outside the abdomen, it needs protection. Some organ should be there to protect it. That is why scrotal sac, it protects the testis. Testis. It protects the testis by holding it in place. It holds it in place. How it protects? Holds them in place. Holds them in place. This is one use of scrotal sac. Second use of scrotal sac is, since it is hanging outside in the scrotal sac, the temperature of this testis remains 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius less than body temperature. Less than body temperature. What is the advantage of this lower body temperature? Sperms survive at lower temperature. Sperms survive at lower temperature. If the temperature is very high, sperms will not be able to survive. Gametes will not be able to survive. So, body requires a little less temperature. After that, let us understand the internal structure. Inside each of these testes, there are small separations like this. Small separations are present. These separations which are present inside the testis are called as testicular lobules. Testicular lobules. How many testicular lobules are present per one testis? Approximately 250 are present per testis. Okay, 250. We are able to draw only 5, but 250 are present inside each testis. Inside this, what is present? There are small tubules inside this. Small tubules are present inside this, which are called as seminiferous tubules. Seminiferous tubules. Okay. They are like tubules. This, like this. Inside space is less. I drew only one line, but they are actually tubules. How many tubules will be present per one lobule? From 1 to 3 per lobule. Okay, this lobule, this seminiferous tubules is made up of two types of cells. What are the two types of cells? I'll come this and I'll say. There are two types of cells. First one is male germ male germ cells. Second one is Sertoli cells. Among this, not Sertoli cells. Male germ cells undergo meiosis. We already discussed what is meiosis. Undergo meiosis and produce male gametes. What are male gametes? Sperm. Sperm cells. Next, Sertoli cells. What is the function of Sertoli cells? They provide nourishment. That means nutrients required for this germ cells. They provide nourishment for germ cells. These two cells are making the seminiferous tubules, but there is a lot of space in between the seminiferous tubules. This space is called as interstitial space. Interstitial space. Interstitial space is composed of interstitial cells, interstitial cells and blood vessels. Blood vessels are present here as well as interstitial cells are also present. These interstitial cells are also called as Leydig cells. Leydig cells produce androgens. They produce androgens. Androgens are male hormones. So, three types of cells are present in testicular lobules. Germ cells, Sertoli cells, Leydig cells. Germ cells and Sertoli cells make the seminiferous tubules, and in the interstitial space, interstitial cells or Leydig cells are present. Function: germ cells produce sperm cells. Sertoli provide nourishment for germ cells. Interstitial cells or Leydig cells produce androgens. Okay, that is about testis. After that, accessory ducts. Accessory ducts. Accessory. Accessory ducts. Rete testis. Rete testis. Vasa efferentia. Vasa efferentia. Epididymis. 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 And vas deferens. These all form the ducts, major accessory ducts. Additional ducts, accessory means additional ducts that are present. Okay. So let us observe those. Inside this after the testicular lobules, the seminiferous tubules are extending outside. Each of this is extending outside. Each of the seminiferous tubule extends outside, extending outside, extending outside. So this part out which extended out connects to a duct that is present. There is a interconnecting duct. This duct is called as vasa efferentia. What is this doing? Connecting all rete testis. Where is rete testis? This small tubular structure which is between seminiferous tubules and vas efferentia is called as rete testis. That means seminiferous tubules end in rete testis. All rete testis connect to form vas efferentia. After this, this vas efferentia extend out to form a structure like this. Okay, this is just an additional set of tubules. This is also made up of coil. This is all tubules only. Tubules are present inside coil. This part is called as epididymis. This epididymis, this is the ending of epididymis. It starts going into a structure called, this structure is called as vas deferens. Now understand this. Seminiferous tubules open into rete testis. All the rete testis are connected. All the rete testis of one testis are connected to vas efferentia. Vas efferentia opens into epididymis. Epididymis opens into vas deferens. These four will form just accessory ducts. What is their function? Main function is to carry sperm outside. They carry sperms out of testis. Okay, but epididymis has one additional function. What is that? It stores excuse me children, stores sperm temporarily. Stores sperm, I'll write here, temporarily. It stores sperm temporarily. Okay. Now, after that what? We'll observe the next structure. Remaining structure of male reproductive system. This is testis, additional ducts. After that we have glands and external genitalia. So, a pair of testes. This is epididymis. This is epididymis. From this vas deferens. From this vas deferens. Okay, here there is a structure which is not related to male reproductive system. This structure. This is not related to male reproductive system, but we are drawing here. What is the reason? In males, excretory system and reproductive system has a common opening. It has a common opening. So this is called as urinary bladder. Urinary bladder. Urinary bladder is connected to tube-like structures. What are those tube-like structures that connect urinary bladder? Ureter. Ureters. Ureter. This is one ureter, this is one ureter. So what this vas deferens does is, this is vas deferens. This is vas deferens. What this vas deferens does is, it hangs over this ureter. It hangs over this ureter. This ureter is like this. Over this it is going and coming down like this. Okay? It is hanging over the ureter, and coming like this down. When it is coming to the center, these two vas deferens will combine at this point. This vas deferens, they join at a point. In this location, there is one gland. Here there is one gland. This gland is called as seminal vesicle. Seminal vesicle. In this location, there is one gland. This is called as prostate gland. And after that, in this location, there is one small gland called bulbourethral glands. Bulbourethral glands, also called as corpus glands. Corpus glands. So these are the three glands that are connected with accessory glands. They are not. Testis is also gland, but this is main gland. This is not accessory. These three are accessory glands. Okay. Now let us draw the duct. From seminiferous tubule, one duct is coming out. These two ducts and vas deferentia will combine to form an ejaculatory duct. It is connecting the prostate glands also, and bulbourethral glands also are connected. After that, it extends into a structure here which is called as penis. Opens out through a small aperture that is present here. Okay, this part is called as penis, and this duct which is present inside this penis is called as urinogenital duct. Why? It is an outlet for all those substances which are secreted by reproductive system. It is an outlet for the urine that is coming from this urinary bladder, stores the urine. It is also opening in the same duct. So this is a common passage between this reproductive system and excretory system. That is why it is called as urinogenital duct. Genital means organs which are present inside the reproductive system are referred to as genitals. Among this structure, penis, is external genitalia. External genitalia. This is covered from outside by folds of skin. Here there are folds of skin. These folds of skin are called as foreskin. Folds of skin are called as foreskin. Now let us observe what is the function of these three glands. These three glands secrete the fluid. Seminal vesicle releases a fluid which is called as seminal fluid. Prostate gland releases a fluid called prostate fluid. And corpus gland releases a fluid called corpus fluid. What is the advantage? Seminal fluid nourishes sperm. Prostate fluids also nourishes sperm, but seminal fluid nourishes outside body, outside body, and prostate fluid nourishes inside body. When it is outside body, seminal fluid provides the nourishment. When it is inside the body, prostate fluid provides a nourishment. Okay, for its survival. Why is nourishment is required outside the body? After releasing out of the body, it should enter female body. It should swim into female body. For all that energy is required. It is having a tail. It swims and reaches the female reproductive system. For that energy is required. That energy is provided by seminal fluids. And what is the function of corpus glands? When urine is excreted through this duct, urinogenital duct, the walls of this duct hold some amount of urine. And we know that urine is acidic because of presence of uric acid. Some amount of uric acid is present in urine, and as a result, urine is acidic. And this acidic nature may kill the sperm that is entering from testis. To avoid this, corpus gland secretes some alkaline fluids. Corpus fluid is alkaline. It is alkaline. What is it doing? It neutralizes this urinogenital duct. Neutralizes urine in urinogenital duct. Urinogenital duct. It neutralizes urine in urinogenital duct. Okay, so these are the functions of these three additional glands. Accessory means additional glands. Main gland is testis. Testis is also gland. It is also secreting androgens. So one more point here. First, sperm releases out. It mixes with seminal fluid. Sperm plus seminal fluid is called as seminal plasma. After that, seminal plasma will mix with prostate fluids and corpus fluids. This total combination is called as semen. Semen releases out of this urinogenital duct. Okay, and this part of duct from here to here, this is called as ejaculatory duct. All things are ejaculated here. Sperm is entering here, seminal vesicle is seminal fluid is entering here, prostate fluid is entering here, and corpus fluid also entering from here. So this part is called as ejaculatory duct. Ejaculatory duct. Oh, these are main ducts. So when we discussed about reted testis, vasa efferentia, epididymis, vas deferens, these are accessory additional ducts. This is main duct. Okay, this is main duct. So that is about the male reproductive system, children.